All right, we're gonna go over this text message thread, of our guy Joe here, and he's talking to this barista that he met um, at Starbucks, and let's kind of like see where we can improve on this. So this is back in 2014, so it's 2018 right now. So she said, "Hey Joe, sorry I didn't get a chance to to call you back last night. No worries. Figured you've been closing at work or something. Yeah, that's me. LOL. That's typical. That's typical you. Closing at work. My apron life. Okay." And then he goes and says like working today. So right there is an opportunity to play with her answer. Play with what she's saying. They must be, well, they better be paying you double time for all those extra hours. With all of that money, you can take us on a fancy date. Something along those lines. Like, again, it's something to play with. All right. And but anyways, he says, working today? And she says, always. Coffee today? And then possibly. Like, anytime a woman asks you a question, you like take her up on that. So a one word answer to her question just shows her that, you're not very interesting. So coffee today? Be like, I may need it. I stayed up late last night, filing my dog's toenails. I mean, again, you could just bullshit. Or you could say coffee today. Well, I'll be in today, but not for coffee. I think I'm gonna go with green tea today, or a unicorn latte, or something, something to play with that. Okay. So then, the next day, Saturday in the morning, he says possibly at 4, and then it ends there. Um, Again, you can flirt there and being like, well, I come to see you. Coffee is just a byproduct of, it's the cost that I have to pay to come flirt with you every day. Like, it's an awesome opportunity when she asks you a question to just flirt with her. All right, so next Saturday, so next is the next day. Be proud of me. I put pumpkin spice in my oatmeal. So she reached out to him. So, okay, she's initiating conversation. So she's asking questions and initiating conversation. This is good, okay? And she didn't answer the text back, or she didn't answer the call, and took the initiation to, text him. LOL, after you scolded me, I can't wait to try some. I'm assuming it was good. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I know, I can hardly believe it. Wait, does that mean that you've never had a pumpkin spice latte? Actually, I can't have any lattes. Mind blown. And so again, lactose intolerant. That would be like you work at Starbucks and you're not allowed to have any lattes. Like, man, the company policy is really, really strict. It's like telling a bartender that he can't drink. Just something to play with that. And again, she says mind blown. She asks a question, so she's like, she wants some narrative. She wants him to entertain her. Is really what she wants. And she says, yeah, dude, and allergic to soy. So not missing much with either, really, but more so soy. I'm not a fan of soy. Again, like, allergic to, again, you play with that. Allergic to lactose and soy. Like, were you the kid that, constantly had to be traveling with her allergy medication? Do you have lifts in your shoes and a back correcting or a spine correcting brace too? Like, poke fun of her at this part. Okay. So, but she says, yeah, soy is the worst, but cheese though. Oh God, that's right. Cheese is practically in everything. Speaking of food though, when are we having on our dinner date? Okay. Like I like the transition where it's like, okay, you went with he went with the dinner date, but it's like, oh my gosh, cheese is practically in everything. Uh, this is where you don't ask for the date. If you wanted to frame this the right way, we would say, well, I'll make sure that there's vegan options when we go on our date. So you assume the date as opposed to asking. Okay. So then she says here. So let's see here. Where was I? Let's see. All right, hold on. Oh, I think I was on the right spot. All right. Sorry about that, dude. Okay, here we go. All right. So we are right here. Oh, so I meant to tell you that I absolutely hate dinner dates with a fiery passion. Okay, so right here, she's giving resistance. Take and play with this. Like, you don't want to inquire more, but does that mean no date at all? Correct. So right there, you're assuming the rejection. Like, or Joe's assuming the direction. Uh, you don't ever want to assume the rejection. You always want to assume that she wants you. So I might say something like, oh, she says, oh, I meant to tell you that I absolutely hate dinner dates with a fiery passion. It's like, okay, fine, I'll take you to breakfast. Then see what she says. Okay. And then she might say what she says here next. Dates, ugh. Uh, so again, then when he says, yeah, I know, too bad though. Again, she says, dates, ugh. Well, so I would say something more along the lines are, well, I guess I'm just going to have to stick to text messaging to get to know you. Is this how our engagement is going to go? And then you'd send her a ring. And it's like, is this how we're going to like choose our kids' names? Is this how we're going to buy a house together? And I'd be just flashing emojis. Like, am I going to meet your parents through text message too? Like, just give her shit about it. Okay. But anyways, he says, yeah, I know, too bad though. And she goes, I mean, we can hang out. Now, right here, she likes him. She likes him. Okay. And so now she's like, oh, I'm giving you the in. Do something. But then he says, yeah, let me know. So it's like she's asking him to be creative. And he's like, nah, sorry. Like, make it easy for me to fuck you. And then maybe I'll consider it. So, excuse me. That was a huge swing and a miss here. Okay, so a couple days later, so I'd still like to hang out because you're cool despite rejecting me. But be honest, would that 5-minute combo we just have been that horrible of a date? Like, again, talking about being rejected, like, you need to ignore being rejected. So right here, so I'd definitely like to still hang out. And then you can say, well, if we went to 7-Eleven and got some Slurpees together, is that a date? Like, if we walk down the street holding hands, is that a date? And you just keep on bringing up ideas of things you want to do. They can be ridiculous. They can be actual things. If I take you to a baseball game, is that a date? And just like being a dick. But now she has to, not being a dick, but a playful one. Now she has to, like, I wasn't rejecting you. I've just had horrible dating experiences lately, and I'm over it. It would be fun to hang out. So, like, she's saying, like, like, she wants to play. She wants to play, and she is like, make me believe in men, is what she's saying here. Make me believe in men. And instead, he says, yeah, dating sucks. Like, just verifying that, yep, okay, yep, this whole thing sucks. I suck, you suck, we all suck. I've had my fair share. What's your weekend look like? We'll do something non-datey, whatever that may be. And again, leaving this, she doesn't want to think. She wants to be entertained. She wants to be wooed. She wants you to create for her. And so you'd be like, yeah, most guys suck, but I find dating quite fun. Let's get together this weekend. Let me show you. We'll do something non-datey. I have a few ideas. ... And then now she's intrigued, right? Okay, now she says, I'm going out Friday with some friends if you'd like to join. Okay, just like, yeah, she's into him. She's into him. Yeah, let me know when and where. Again, like, she wants you to make the plans. She wants you to do that. Like, so basically, again, so she's invited him on a date here, right? And so he's already got it. He's already in. So this is the time to not make logistical plans, but to be like, I'm going out with some friends on Friday if you'd like to join. And be like, oh, shit, you're already introducing me to your friends. Like, this is moving kind of fast. LOL. And then ask, well, so where are we all heading? And then you start that we frame. Like, you got to get into talking about us and we as soon as you can. Okay? So then probably in Stamford, which I realize will be a trek for you. Yeah, that'll be a tough 10-minute trek. Okay, that's funny, right? You're kind of giving her shit. Oh, you think you're funny now? uh, funny and charming. Okay, so this is where this is good, but instead of telling her that you're funny and charming, you want to say something funny and charming. So you think you're funny now. Well, only kind of funny, but mostly charming. So you see how that in itself is charming and funny, right? And she says, "Pfft." And then he says, "I'll just chalk that up to a smile." Um, uh, I'd say something like, uh, "Is Apple autocorrecting? I agree." Into "Pfft." Like again, just giving her shit, right? Okay, so I'll just chalk that up to I'll just chalk that up as a smile. Okay, that's pretty funny too. Okay, and then she sends like a kind of a weird smile. Not gonna lie, that just made my day. Again, I like that too. And then she says, "Your day must have sucked then." And then this girl's funny. Like she wants to play. Like she's like when you watch a dog meet another dog and he bites the dog's face and then jumps and then runs away and then jumps up and down and it pretends he's gonna attack, but then runs away and he's not biting. He wants to play. That's where she's at right now with this. Okay. Then and she's getting back to him like, look at these times here. 21, 24, 27, 31. Like she's engaged here. And like what day is this? So this is like, is this still that same day? This is a Tuesday. And so this conversation started at 6:52, and it started off like, you rejected me, which is a rough way to start. Okay, but yeah, she's back and forth. Your day must have sucked. Wasn't bad. Got to sit with a pretty girl for 5 minutes at Starbucks. Okay, that's sweet. I like that. Right? She says, "Shh, not into compliments." Okay, that's a lie. Okay, and he says it here, lie, you blushed. Okay, so, but what that means is compliment me indirectly. Okay, so, so I'd say something like, sitting with the pretty girl wasn't the part, sitting with the girl, so it wasn't bad. Got to sit with a pretty girl for 5 minutes at Starbucks. Not into compliments. Be like, I wasn't talking about you. I went to the Starbucks on Main Street and there was another girl that like actually liked dates. Like that's funny. Like you just blow it back at her. Instead of saying lies, you blushed. She goes, "Nah, I don't like looks talk." And then he says, "Because you hear them too often." Okay, that's charming. Okay. That's not bad, because I don't think it's as important as people make it out to be. There's so much more to people. Okay. And then he says, "Actually very true." So again, like elaborate on that. So we say, I agree. I feel like people's energy and aura is really what makes them beautiful. So it's not only your face that I'm into, but it's just the way the energy, the vibe that you give off that I'm drawn to. The other girl at Starbucks, she was just pretty, but you've got something different. Like that's what she wants to hear. That's a compliment, and but she wouldn't reject that compliment. And so she says, "Duh, I know." Okay, it's this girl's. She's funny. Like, yeah, I like this chick. This is a chick. She just wants to play. She's bored. She goes, "If I thought you were just a pretty face, then I never would have asked you out." So. Okay, and she says, "Mm-hmm." Okay, so this is just like, he's proving himself to her. Okay, so actually very true. It's so this is where you could say, no, for real, well, okay, here's what you could say is like, well, I think I think it's just more than your face. It's pretty. I also like the sound of your voice. But what do you think is more important than looks? And then make her answer a question. Okay. But anyway, she just says, "Mm-hmm." And then he says, "Mark it down. It's true. I'm picky." So she's just saying, don't compliment my looks. And then he just keeps pushing it. You're more than just a pretty face. But he didn't actually tell her what she is. So all he really mentioned was a pretty face there. And then, "It's true. I'm picky." And then she says, ha, not impressed. Okay, and then 4 minutes goes by. She says, not impressed, and he doesn't say anything. And then she reconsiders and then says, all baristas are crazy. Okay, so not impressed. So so this is like what she's saying is she's like impress me. She's like then you would say something like, well, I would like to see if you are as beautiful on the inside as you are on the outside. Something tells me that that's true. You see, I'm being elusive there. Something tells me that is true. So what can you show me that proves that your inner beauty's more vibrant than your outer beauty? Because you got a lot to compete with, because you're an absolute smoke show. So, like, I mean, do you write poetry or something? Or, like, but how do you like to create? And now you're digging into who she is. And now she's into it. And she says, all baristas are crazy. And so he writes, everyone's a little crazy. Makes people different. So, like, you know, she wants to fight. She wants to play. And so agreeing, it doesn't work. So all baristas are crazy. Instead, I would say, I would go back to the other. I know the girl from the Starbucks on Main Street, you know, stabbed me with a plastic fork. I still have marks from that one. And like, so you agree, but you do it in a playful way. She goes, put on your seatbelt. I'd be sending a lot of emojis too, you know, with this, because this girl wants to be entertained. So put on your seatbelt. And he writes, buckle. Okay. And then she says, no dates. And then so right here she's saying, be creative. Take me out. Show me that you're different than everyone else. Because like I'm not looking for an alpha. I'm not looking for certainly not looking for a beta, but alpha male's not enough. Like, show me you're different. Okay? But he says, okay, I can't promise that I'll never ask you out again. I just won't ask you every day. I know you said that you had trouble, and I respect that, but you should know I won't break your heart. This is, I see, like, Joe's trying to be sweet here. He really is. And the thing is, like, I know Joe. So, like, I know that this is true, right? But this is garbage. Like, she wants to play. She wants creativity. She doesn't want reassurance. That's what you say to your girlfriend. This girl's not your girlfriend yet, right? All right. I think you know it, but you don't want to believe it yet. So I'll raise the stakes a bit. Here's my Facebook. Put your seatbelt on. Again, this seems desperate here. So no dates. Okay, it's official. So something else that you could do is reframe the word dates. Okay, well, can we then we'll have encounters, or we'll have hangouts. Like, reframe what a date means, and then be like, okay, well, we're gonna call them encounters. So, do you want to have an encounter with me at a restaurant and get some food? LOL. And then she's like, no dates. Like, it's not. It's an encounter, and so, you know, that then it's playful, right? All right, little context. Then October 7th, she was on a break, and I walked up and asked her to sit with her. She let me sit. We had a great talk. Okay, just scrolling through again. She never really mentioned it. In the text, she would call me a player or a homie. And of course, the interactions in the store. She disappeared for a little bit around December that year. Okay, so this is June 2015. Do I make you nervous? Yes. Sorry. Why? I don't mean to. LOL. I know that. Do I seem nervous in general, or do you mean my shaky hands because they just do that? She goes, your hands, I'm worried. Okay, so right here. Do I make you nervous? Yes. Sorry. Right here, I love being nervous. It means that I'm on the edge of something amazing. So yes, please make me nervous. Okay, now, like, then she says, I don't mean to. And it's like, you don't think you're something amazing? And then you challenge her. So you see how that just reframes this whole conversation. LOL, I know that. Do I seem nervous in general? Okay, again, don't ask her to give her opinion of you. Don't ever ask a girl to give her opinion. Like, what do you think of me? Don't. You don't care. You don't need to ask her a question because you know who you are. So it's like, you don't see Michael Jordan asking, like, what do you think of my basketball? Like, fuck that. No, like I'm the greatest. And it's like, so I really don't care about your opinion. You know, he doesn't say, you know, do you think I'm better than Kobe? You think I'm better than LeBron? Like, no. Okay. She said, yeah, your hands. I was worried. LOL. No, they do that. I really don't know how long it's been going on, but I think someone first asked in college, but it's been longer. They shake more when I'm nervous or cold, though. Nothing bad, but it's noticeable. So again, this is something you say to your girlfriend. Like, but like this girl, it's like I go to 3 or 4 coffee shops hitting on baristas every day, so you're always my last stop. So I'm about 4 macchiatos in when I see you. So not that nervous, just addicted to baristas. Like that's funny, right? So interesting. My dad's hands does that when he's eating soup intensely. And I always worry he's going to spill and burn himself. I'm like, now's not the time for handshaking. This girl's funny, and she's looking for a play partner. Like, not every girl is the same. And so, like, you have to put on a different hat depending on who this girl is. It's like, even if you're a jeans and t-shirts guy, like, you still have a suit, you know? And even if you're a suit guy, you still have sweatpants. Like, you got to wear the right outfit for the right situation. So, like, this girl wants to play, so you got to put on that play suit. Okay. Sorry to hear that. I can have soup, but if someone makes me self-conscious about it, then I might spill some. LOL. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I've heard potassium calms the shakes down, so I've been trying to eat more bananas. Okay, so like, okay, let's just go with that. Like, again, I can have soup, but if someone makes me self-conscious about it, I might spill some. LOL. So that's funny. I've heard potassium calms the shakes down, so I've been trying to eat more bananas. All right, let's see what she says here. Interesting. Bananas also cure PMS and hangovers and prevent bruising. Hopefully only 2 of those apply to you. Being Irish, then, not hangovers, so just PMS. So, so like, again, that's funny. But he could have been like more, you know, he could have been more funny with that. So it's like, bananas also cure PMS, hangovers, and prevent bruising. Hopefully only 2 of those apply to you. So you might say only 2 of them do apply to me. I'm Irish, so I don't get hangovers, and then let her figure out that you need bruising and PMS to help, you know, bananas. And then again with bananas, I mean, they're the shape of dicks, so like there's so many jokes that you can make. Like, I'm trying to eat more bananas, but yeah, you know. But I typically like them, you know, on a stick covered in chocolate. Is it weird that I consume it without even chewing? LOL. You know, it's like you deep throat the banana. That's gross, but it's funny. Haha. I went to Fairfield Irish Festival yesterday. No hangover today. So like, this is just like very informational, you know? Let's see where we're at time here. Very informational. But how much did you drink? Not much at all. 3 beers, 3 shots of whiskey. But all in 2 or 3 hours. Again, just like very informational. Quite a few times she would instigate texting. This is one of the things. Yeah, so like she does. She instigates the texting a lot. So like, so that was 2015. Okay. So 2017. This is February. Game of Thrones concert. Any interest? Go T soundtrack on Mohegan Sunday. Not a date, but I'll pay for your ticket and entice you to come. Start a nice trend of hanging out once every 6 months. Yeah, so like this is like, it shows that he's butthurt that she didn't say that. So it's like, instead of that being like, hey, I'm going to a Game of Thrones concert on Sunday. You want to hang? Because like that's what she called it, hanging out. You want to hang? Like, don't tell her you're gonna buy her a ticket. None of that. Like, he's showing his hand too fast. I work Sundays, unfortunately, but that's the sweetest offer. It's not Sunday, it's Saturday. I don't know if the autocorrect thing was true, but like that's funny. I work both days. Play hooky. Okay, I like that. Whatever you earn, I'll match it. Never do that. Never. If you're already fucking her, then you can. But not it's okay. Joe, what the heck? Like, yeah, it sounds like a prostitute. Like she's being treated like a prostitute here. I'll take that as a no. No, everything is a yes other than a no. Ignoring you is a no, and no is a no, but everything else is keep trying. So she just said, "What the?" And she said, "Joe, what the heck?" She wants him to keep trying. I'll take it as a no. Maybe I'll come around again after the next season. Like now he's just seeing himself out here, weeding himself out. Okay. Then July 2013. Like that's why she didn't answer back. Like he saw himself out. Keep in mind, like, yo, she answered him back within 4 minutes here. In 4 minutes here. Like in 3 minutes here. So she's receptive. Hey, I don't know what I did or said to induce the current state, but I'm going to just let it be. But next Friday they're showing the Rogue One in the park. Again, like, don't disqualify yourself. Like you keep going with confidence. Okay, and thought you felt bad about leaving it this way. All right. So if you're interested, then you, me, and the cancer blanket for Rogue One. Yeah, just like this whole thing. Just like just ask her on the date. Hey, I've got some. Just let it be. To next Friday they're showing Rogue One in the park. Okay, I'm gonna go to the park and see Rogue One in Stanford 8:30. I thought of you. You want to hang? Like, yeah. Hey Joe, it's been a while. Nothing happened. Just been working a lot and seeing someone. Thank you for the invite, but actually be working. Okay. She gave him two excuses here: working and seeing someone. So like, seeing someone does not mean no. I'm working is what means no. Okay. So, and again, like he should have got back to her. Like, oh, you're seeing someone? Well, then fuck you. Like, I'm not going to talk to you that. No, like, I'm interested in you as a person, so I'm still going to talk to you if you're seeing someone. That shows that you're not just in it for the ass. Okay. Just remember to joke. How do you know if a snowman has been in your bed? Something about being wet. So again, LOL, don't jump the gun on the punchline. Like, no, play with that. Okay, it's like, well, clearly you've been visited by a snowman or two in your day. Like that would have been better. All right. And then the real punchline was you wake up with a carrot between your legs. Oh my God! Thanks for the delayed response. It was worth the wait. Just wait till we go on that first date. Now there's a delay. Ha ha ha. Yeah, again, just like disqualifying himself. All right, so like where to go from here? Where to go from here? Okay. This was Tuesday, January 16th. So maybe something here, being like, I was thinking about that snowman remark. Something about being wet never really occurred to me. How many snowmen have you been with? You can be honest with me. I'll tell you my number if you tell me yours. And start the banter up again with this girl. That would be one thing that you could do here. Another thing, like again, it's kind of a cold start now. That it's like, okay, I've got another joke. Are you ready? Question mark. And she'll probably say yes, because this girl, she gets back to him. Yes. Before I tell you this joke, did you hear about the kidnapping that happened in Stanford? Did you hear about the kidnapping in Stanford? And then she's like, oh my gosh, no. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. He woke up. And like, and get a couple more jokes in there. And then maybe it's like, yo, I'm gonna be coming in for coffee. I'm gonna be coming in for coffee tomorrow. Or I'm planning on getting coffee tomorrow. Should I come visit, or should I stick with flirting with the barista on Main Street? Something with banter like that. Yeah, instead of just going in for another date, like she needs to be warmed up. She needs to feel like she's like there's some play. So here it's like you just tell her she's really responsive, so you can almost get away with anything. You don't really have to worry too much about like that initial first like line. So she's in response. So like starting with another joke, and then be like, yo, I'm gonna come to see you. And then when you've got another date, then just do it the right way, just do it like uh do it the right way. Like, hey, I just I just got tickets to this one thing, you want to hang? Or Joe was talking to me about like, I'm going to take my dog to the dog park. You should come with us. So if let's say that's the date, the dog park thing, you want to ask that on that date by creating more of an experience. So instead of saying, hey, I'm going to be going to the dog park this Saturday, it would be fun if you came with us, you could say, hey, I'm taking my dog to the dog park to get a little bit of exercise. Not me, her. I mean, I guess I can do a few jumping jacks, but what do you say that we put a little bit of whiskey in put a little whiskey in a flask and go kick it on the snowy beach? Question mark. And then leave it at that. That would be fun, but like create the experience. Like again, you've got the whiskey in the pocket, and you can see that you guys are sharing it. Your lips are touching it, then her lips are touching it. You guys are getting a little bit drunk. Like then that becomes more of like a like a thing. And then when she gives you a response, then you take it, you play with it, and you keep moving forward. But like this is a good demonstration of like, and by the way, some of this was good, and most guys actually this is better than average than most guys, but this woman is looking to be entertained.